Hey there, I'm Bruce St. James. She's Pamela Hughes. He's Rob Hunter. And these are the stories that everyone's talking about today. We call it The Playlist.
Track 1.
Well, longtime Valley radio host Bill Haywood and his wife are dead. Bill and Susan Haywood were found in a hotel room in Scottsdale yesterday afternoon. Scottsdale police found a suicide note in the room. KTAR's Pat McMahon said that Haywood's wife, Susan, was very ill. Another friend said the Haywoods were very loving and caring people. Bill Haywood had been on the air here in Phoenix for over 45 years.
Which is just an eternity in this industry. And, you know, I know there are a lot of people here at the station that are mourning today because of this news, but there are a lot of listeners, too, that welcomed him into their car every morning that are also kind of feeling the loss as well today.
Yeah, and I don't know how you're not, especially, I always get emotional somewhat when people describe people as loving and caring and just a great guy to be around. Ned Foster did it this morning. Those are the people that are just tough to lose.
Yeah.
Track 2.
All right, guys. Well, we've heard about, moms willing to run into a burning building to save their babies, fight off grizzly bears, take a bullet, whatever it may be. Well, did you hear about the mom in Oklahoma that shot an intruder to protect her 3-month-old baby? Kind of a remarkable story.
It is.
Yeah, Sarah McKinley is just 18 years old. She lost her husband to cancer on Christmas.
Oh, my God.
New Year's Eve, this guy who'd been stalking her shows up at her door, ready to break through it. She calls 911, asks if she can shoot him.
Right, ask permission.
And the operator goes, well, I can't tell you can do that, but you've got to protect you and your baby. She shot and killed him.
Yeah, hey, listen, criminals, watch out. People have guns. It's perfectly legal. You might get shot, especially if you come to Bruce's house.
Well, there is that. Hey, my father used to tell me growing up in Texas a long time ago, an armed society is a polite society. If everybody thought that everybody else was armed at all times, you'd get a lot more excuse me and I'm sorries.
Track 3.
I told you guys America's a bunch of bandwagon fans.
Why is
See,
that?
Santorum almost wins in Iowa, and all of a sudden he raises a ton of loot.
What a
He
shock.
raised $1 million in one night, which is more than he raised in the entire third quarter in 3 months. He's also doubled his poll numbers in New Hampshire over the overnight from 5 to 10%. We love winners, man.
It is fun to watch this as sport, and that's what it's really become right now because Rick Santorum doesn't have an ice cube's chance in hell of being elected president of the United States, but it's funny to watch everybody run over there. The path back will be just as quick here in a few weeks.
No doubt. I mean, yeah, we like, we're bandwagon, as you put it there, Rob, but we also cannibalize our own. So I think it's only a matter of time before people fall off the bandwagon, and this kind of fundraising can't last.
Yeah.
Track 4.
All right. I don't know if you beat up on the airline for this or not, but should airlines wake you up between flights? Here's why I say it. 15-year-old Eric McBee fell asleep, took a flight from Phoenix. He woke up in St. Louis. Normally, that wouldn't be a problem, except for the fact that the plane stopped in Tulsa, where he was supposed to get off, and he slept through the stop. That's right. His mom is obviously a little upset, saying, why didn't somebody wake up the 15-year-old while the plane was sitting on the ground for a half hour and tell him to get the heck off the plane? Oops.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Mom on this one. It just is common sense, especially if you see a teenager.
Unaccompanied minor.
Yeah, just to kind of give them a little shake and say, hey, is this where you're supposed to get off or not? I don't think you need rules. There shouldn't be any litigation or suing or so on and so forth. But I think there's just a little common sense on this one.
Well, he does share some responsibility as well.
Does.
He's 15, not 5. Maybe he should have put a sign on that said, going to Tulsa,
Oh,
please wake me up,
come on
or
now.
something.
Track 5.
Well, I've often thought that we don't learn in school, elementary, middle, high school, the things that we really need to apply
Practical
in
things.
real life. Yeah, in the real world. I mean, reading, writing, no doubt important, but so are money skills. I mean, they're critical these days. And I think it's interesting that students at Peoria High and Australia High Schools, they're now participating in a program called Pay Your Family First.
Okay.
Now, the goal of the program is to teach kids about money management, credit cards, budget, even charitable donations. They're going to compete where they can win money for scholarships based upon decisions they make in earning and saving, spending, and giving.
Yeah, it's a brilliant idea, and more schools should absolutely do it because, like you said, Pamela, as soon as you turn 21 now.
Yeah.
It used to be 18. You get inundated with credit card
Right.
offers, and you're like, yeah, free money. And you realize interest payments. I looked at one of mine the other day. If I pay the minimum payment, it'll take me 17 years to pay it off.
Well, and where else are you going to expect these kids to learn these skills? I guess it's all well and good to say mom and dad sit down and explain to them APRs and compounded interest, but it's not the reality of it. I think it's great. It's about time you teach them these real-world skills.
Track 6.
If you're single in 2012, you basically can't avoid online dating. It's
Really?
literally everywhere. So get this. There's some statistics for you.
Okay, I'm ready.
Couples who meet online get
Yeah.
married after 18 months. Couples who date the normal old-fashioned way takes them 42 months to get married.
What?
In 2010, 17% of marriages were couples who met online.
Yeah.
10% of all single people in America are using online dating to find
Really?
mates. Yes.
Wow.
Who knew?
I don't understand the dynamic between you meet somebody online, you're quicker to marry them than somebody you actually met face-to-face. I wonder what that says. Is it that people really do find folks that are more compatible online? Is that like a Match.com ad? I didn't know.
I have no idea, but I know that this is primarily how people are dating these
Really?
days. So I was a little shocked when it was just 10% of single Americans are looking for dates online because, man, when you're talking about where people have met, I think the overwhelming answer is online.
Really?
Yeah.
I am so doing it wrong. No wonder. Boy.
They made it easy for you.
I'm in a burning pit of hell. All right, that is the playlist. 9:30, 10:30, and 11:30. We get you caught up with the stories that people are talking about. It's called The Playlist.